Ehsan, if you can, let's start off by talking about how you got your start in the oil and gas industry.
Excellent, thank you. I first started in child psychology as a background. So I didn't truly start even in the oil and gas industry. So I first started my career in child psychology, practicing behavioral psychology, working with children with developmental disorders. And I did that for 7 years, children with autism and severe neurodevelopmental disorders. And I was a specialist and I enjoyed it. It was quite engaging. It was also very stressful. I was young and the parents themselves were not per se the stressor, and nor the children. It was more the total environment that I was in. As a young person, I would come up with great therapies for the families, but because I was young, the parents would not implement the therapies that presented because I was young. If I had a beard and everything, the families would be more inclined to carry on the therapies that were presented to them. And so over time, my father, who has been he's CEO of our New Dawn Energy, he's been 50 years in oil and gas, seeing me as a young man, seeing me per se in a state of stress, working with families in child psychology, and he sees me and he says, Ehsan, why don't you try oil and gas? And I've been, as his son, have been in this environment of oil and gas with my father, being in the same household. I've always considered it in the sense of a line of career, and he's always tried to pull me in into that line of work. And so he said, Ehsan, why don't you come and try regulatory? So this was the first thing that I tried. I worked with a small independent company first, and what happened was I started enjoying it. And regulatory is often, most people in the industry know it's a rather drone work, working, making sure the filing is in order, making sure our industry is working in compliance, making sure the government is not overly unfair on the oil and gas industry. And so, but you have to, it's rather drone work, make sure everything is in compliance. And I enjoyed that even, and working in that level. And then my dad said he's been a petroleum engineer for 50 years, working so he said, Ehsan, I'm going to start teaching you oil and gas petroleum engineering, and then production work. And then over time, I started having fields under my, per se, auspices, watching over the production work, and then I started teaching me reservoir engineering, simulations, and then started teaching me how to do, per se, deals and working to do oil and gas financing. So now this is, I think, my 15th year in the oil and gas industry. It's been a pleasure. I mean, this is, per se, even in this time of COVID, it's still one of the most exciting times in the oil and gas industry to see how companies can survive in this kind of ups and downs that we constantly see in this type of industry. So yes, that's how I started. And in the last 5 years, New Dawn emerged. And when there was another downturn, we seized an opportunity, and my dad and myself, we started a new company to go after assets of high value. And it's been quite a fun run so far.
That's a really interesting path as well to have taken, and to see you be excited about this career now. With all of that, do you have advice for younger professionals? You know, this year is one no one could have imagined, with COVID on top of downturn. What advice do you have for those that are looking at the industry for a career?
One thing that I would advise is keep at it. Do not lose heart. In this type of environment, it will also pass, okay? Do not lose heart. Make as many connections as you can, okay? Go to as many of these engineering gatherings, geological gatherings, get your name out, present, write as many articles as you can. in my experience, also go to associations such as NAPE, these gatherings. Really, the more that I see people getting ahead in this type of career is who you know. More even per se than that piece of paper that we go through school. And who you know in this type of industry is so important because it's really, they pass that on. And every person that we have in our company right now is who we trust implicitly. And through those connections that you will get your foot into the door of having a great success in a career and in an industry that is so vibrant and so fulfilling and so necessary for our needs of energy in this world currently. There might be other energy forms, but this is a need that is so essential currently.
Very good advice there. My final question for you, what about work-home life balance? Do you have any advice there? That's a tough one for many to define.
I'm not very good at it. I'm trying. Right now I'm married and I have a wonderful wife. I have 2 little kids and I have 1 on the way.
Congratulations.
And yes, thank you. And I'm not the best person to ask on this question of balancing life, but I'm trying. As far as my dad is far better than I am, and what he says to me is, try your best to leave work at work, and when you leave the office, that is life, And he also advises me, he says, when you're at work, mind, this is for editing, work your damnedest, but when you're at home, enjoy your life to the damnedest, and really go to the fullest, and when you're there at work, go at it. And when you're at home, have as much fun as possible, And so this is really, per se, as they say, mantra, karma, whatever. This is your life, and because we only have one life to live, so we should enjoy it to the fullest.
Very good advice there. I really enjoyed speaking with you, and congratulations on this honor, very deserved as well.
Truly, pleasure. Thank you so much to Heart. Really, it's a pleasure for 40 Under 40.
You're
Thank you so
very
much.
welcome.
Thank you.
And for Heart Energy, I'm Jessica Morales.
Thank you.